is now!
Education is the groundwork for a brighter future. If anyone is to shape their destiny and achieve greatness, they must push through wisely, from providing expert guidance on university updates to cutoff marks and university's entrance examination preparation. GTO Academy does it all. His predictions of exam questions and educational advice have helped thousands of students achieve their dreams. Subscribe to GTO Academy today.
Good day, everyone. I've been getting a lot of questions lately. Is Delsu screening 70-30 or it is 50-50? That's the first question. Then the second question I'll be getting is Delsu writing post-UTME exam, or Delsu is working with screening? So apparently for now I can say Delsu is working with screening based on, though it's not official yet, but from the information I'm getting from the school and based on the post-UTME research, I believe that Delsu is not going to write post-UTME exam for 2025/2026 academic session. So Delsu will be working with basically screening, and it is not 50-50 like the one we used to do, post-UTME result and Jamb result. No, we are working with 70% of the score is going straight to your Jamb result, while 30% is for your WAEC result. So please, Delsu currently is working with Jamb and what? And WAEC. So for those of us who are confused, sir, my Jamb result is, let's say, is 300, and I also see my WAEC result. How do I get my aggregate? So in this particular video, I'm going to teach you how to calculate your aggregate even before registering for the post-UTME exam, so you know if you can get admission into one course or the other. The essence of you knowing your aggregate is because of you being sure if you will be able to get admission into that department or not, even before Delsu release their first batch or whatever batch they are going to release. So let's get started. Let's assume that we are going to work with I'm a science student. I'm using maths, use of English, physics, chemistry, biology, which is that one again? Let's say Aggregate, marketing, economics. Let me stop here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's up to 8. So English, I have A1. I'm very, very good. Mathematics, I have A1. Physics, let's say B2. Chemistry, A1. Biology, A1. Aggregate, B2. Here is B3, and here is C4. So let's work with this as my WAEC result, or my Jamb, my WAEC or NECO result. Let's just say my SSC result. If you have A1, it means your score is 6. A2 is 5. Some results we use A2 or B2, any of them. So let's say B3, we have C4, C5, C6. So here is 3, here is 2. Sorry, here is 4, here is 3, here is 2, and here is what? 1. If you have D7 to F9, you have 0 there. So there is no need for you to even add anything like D7 to F9. So let's say this is my WAEC result. How do I get my WAEC result now? What are my 5 major subjects? How do I get my aggregate for my WAEC result? Please remember, it's over 30. What are my 5 major subjects? English, mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology. These are my 5 major subjects as a science student. So the question is, what are the 3 subjects I write? I will start during my my Jamb. Maybe it can be physics, chemistry, and biology, the use of English, not mathematics, because I'm going for medicine and surgery or pharmacy or something related to medical biochem. So I realized I'm going to use this, but because maths is a composite subject for science, I'm going to work with the 5 subjects. So your question should be, what are my 5 core subjects as an art student, or as a social science student, or as a commercial science student? So please go and know your 5 compulsory subjects. But please take note, some persons literature is compulsory for them, government might be compulsory for you. Just go and confirm your 5 core subjects, and you can easily get this with the one you register during your post-UTME, during your Jamb exam. So let's say this is my 5 subjects. So A1 is what? 6, 6, 5, 6, 6. So 6 plus 6 will give us 12. Here will give us 12. Then here will give us what? 5. I mean 12, 12, 5. 2 plus 2, 4. Here will give us what? 9. Yes, 29. So my Jamb result has already given me 29 over what? Over 30. So my Jamb only is 29% over 30%. So my WAEC only, I have 29 as my aggregate. So let's go to the Jamb. The Jamb, let's assume that I scored 300 in my Jamb. What do you do? What is the total score? Possible score in Jamb is 400. So 300 divided by 400. 300 divided by 400. This is my calculator. Okay, I have 0.75. This is what I have. Then this 0.75 now times 70%, because you are working with 70, times 70. Then if you multiply your value times 70, 0.75 times 70, you are going to have something like 52.5%. So this 52.5% is for your UTME. While for your WAEC result is what? Is 29. So you write 52.5 plus 29. That will give us plus 29. Give us 81.5. And this is your aggregate. So if you have this already as your aggregate, there is no, you are going to get admission into any department at all in Delsu, as long as the subject requirement is the same. The truth is that you can even have 81.5 and you won't be able to get admission. I mean, into art courses, because there's no correlation between science subject and art subject. So this is the current Delsu aggregate calculation. So if you are still thinking of how to calculate aggregate, just work with this. But let's assume, let's say I'm an art student. I use English, yes, mathematics, let's say literature, government, CRS. Let's assume that these are my 5 core subjects. Maths and English is compulsory plus any other 3. These are my 3 Jamb subjects plus the use of English. So let's say here is A1, here is B2, here is C4, here is B3, here is C5. So what I will do here is A1 is what? 6, B2, 5, B3. B3 is 4. Here is what? 3, and here is what? Is 2. So let's calculate based on what I've given to you already. So 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2. That gave us 20. So my WAEC aggregate is what? Is 20. If this particular person scored, let me reduce the score a bit, 250 during the UTME, which is Jamb, I'm now write 250 divided by possible Jamb score, which is 400, divided by 400. So 250 divided by 400 will give us what? We have 0.625. Then multiply this your value by what? By 70 times 70. Okay, 0.625, yes, times 70. Okay, it gave us a 43.75. So the aggregate of this particular student is what? 43.75. So if you do well in your WAEC result, there's a high tendency that you are going to do well in the aggregate. And if your Jamb score is very high, then same goes to it. But if you have any of these as missing score, or maybe your center, it was cancelled, maybe chemistry was cancelled, this was cancelled, just forget about you gaining admission, because it will not just drop the aggregate. Delsu will not accept if one of your Jamb course rather, or subject is missing in your WAEC result. So this is the standard way of calculating Delsu aggregate for 2025/2026 academic session. Then the old way we have been using is 50/50, which is your Jamb score divided by 8, yes, plus your post-UTME score divided by what? Divided by 2. Let's say your Jamb score in 300. 300 divided by 8. 300 divided by 8. That gave us 37.5. Then your post-UTME score is 70. 70 divided by 2 will give us a 35.5. So if you sum the two together, you are going to have 73 as your what? As your aggregate. This was the former way of calculating our aggregate, but this is the current Delsu standard of calculating the aggregate. Remember, 70% is to your Jamb score, while the other 30% is to your what? Your WAEC result. So please, I want to encourage us all, try as much as possible to know more about this Delsu grading so that you can easily calculate your score. Then you will know if you'll be able to get admission or not. And for those of us who are asking me, sir, how do I get the Delsu cut-off mark for last year, departmental cut-off mark for last year? Please, you can reach out to me. I'm going to send it to you. This is my number 08120239539. And if you are yet to register for your Delsu post-UTME form, you can as well strike reach out to me as well. The price is 5,000 naira only. Please, if you enjoy what I'm doing, subscribe to GTO Academy and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I hope to see you in the next episode. But for now, goodbye. I remain GTO Academy.